Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Immigration Canada. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about Canada rejects 62% of student visas in 2025, the toughest stance in a decade. Who's left out? Canada, long considered a top choice for international students, is taking a tougher stance than ever before. In 2025, the country recorded a 62% rejection rate for study permits, its highest in a decade. This video marks a turning point for global education seekers eyeing Canada. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. Canada, long celebrated as a haven for international education, is now becoming far more selective in admitting foreign students. New figures released by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada reveal that a staggering 62% of student visa applications were denied in 2025, a significant jump from 52% in 2024 and far above the historical average of around 40%. For countless aspiring students worldwide, these statistics reflect not just bureaucratic challenges, but a broader transformation in how Canada is approaching its role as a global study hub. Rejection rates hit a 10-year peak. Visa denials have surged to levels not seen in over a decade. Among the hardest-hit groups are Indian applicants, with some estimates suggesting rejection rates as high as 80%. While IRCC has not published a detailed country-by-country breakdown, reports point to widespread impacts on students across Asia, Africa, and other regions. In 2024, Canada was home to more than 1 million international students, ranking second only to the United States. Of these, Indians made up 41%, followed by 12% from China and a notable 17,000 from Vietnam. With the new wave of denials, these proportions are expected to shift dramatically, signaling a reshaping of Canada's education demographics. Domestic pressures behind tougher measures. Immigration analysts argue that Canada's abrupt pivot stems from mounting domestic concerns. The country is grappling with housing shortages, overburdened infrastructure, and questions about whether incoming students have the financial stability to support themselves. These challenges, combined with growing public pressure, have pushed Ottawa to enforce stricter immigration checks. Jonathan Sherman, Vice President of Border Pass, a platform that assists with Canadian study, permits that the government is clearly examining applications with unprecedented rigor. Rising financial barriers for applicants. Adding to the stricter scrutiny, Ottawa has significantly raised the financial thresholds. The minimum proof of funds required has doubled to $20,635 Canadian dollars, about $14,963 US dollars. This measure is designed to ensure that only students who can realistically afford the cost of living are admitted. Additionally, applicants must now submit highly detailed study plans, demonstrate clear academic pathways, and provide flawless documentation. Reduced permits and new eligibility standards. The Canadian government has capped the number of study permits for 2025 at 437,000, nearly 10% fewer than the previous year. Within this quota, approximately 73,000 permits are reserved for postgraduate students, 243,000 for undergraduates and general programs, and 120,000 for younger students and renewals. The tightening does not stop there. Students aspiring to work in Canada after graduation now face tougher conditions. University graduates must show English or French proficiency at B2 level or higher, while college graduates require at least B1. Implications for global education aspirants. For the more than 1 million students who previously saw Canada as a top choice, these restrictions raise urgent questions. Canada's once reliable open-door reputation is now being recalibrated to fit the country's own social and economic constraints. The ripple effects extend far beyond students. Canadian universities and colleges, many of which rely heavily on international tuition to fund operations, could face significant financial and enrollment challenges. Meanwhile, source countries such as India, China, and Vietnam must grapple with the shrinking opportunities for their students abroad. Students and families bear the brunt. Ultimately, it is the students and their families who shoulder the heaviest losses. After investing months into preparing documents, proving financial stability, and mapping out study plans, many face rejection due to circumstances outside their control. For families, the denials translate not only into sunk costs, but also the heartbreak of postponed dreams and disrupted futures. While Canada continues to be regarded as one of the top destinations for higher education, the message is clear. International study is no longer a guaranteed pathway, even in countries once viewed as secure and predictable. The sharp rise in rejection serves as a sobering reminder that opportunities abroad are tightly interwoven with domestic realities at home. Conclusion: a reality check for global students. Canada's recent policy changes reflect a country struggling to balance its tradition of openness with the practical demands of housing, infrastructure, and public sentiment. For students around the world, the new reality is clear. Success in securing a Canadian study permit now requires greater preparation, stronger finances, and resilience against shifting immigration tides. While Canada continues to attract students worldwide, its policies now demand stronger finances, stricter documentation, and higher language skills. For many, the path is narrowing, reminding applicants that opportunities abroad are increasingly shaped by domestic challenges. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Canada rejects 62% of student visas in 2025. The toughest stance in a decade. Who is left out? Canada, once renowned for its openness to international students, has sharply tightened its admission policies in 2025. New immigration, refugees, and citizenship. Canada data reveal a record high student visa rejection rate of 62%, up from 52% last year and well above the decade-long average of 40%. Indian applicants are the most affected, with reports suggesting rejection rates of up to 80%, while students from China, Vietnam, and across Africa and Asia also face setback. The government cites housing shortages, infrastructure strength, and financial sustainability as a key reasons for the clampdown. Ottawa has a double the proof of funds requirement to CA $20,635 and demands clearly study plans and flawless documentation. Study permits have been capped at 4,37,000 for 2025, nearly 10% fewer than last year. There is stricter language requirements and tighter rules for post-graduation work permit. These changes carry major consequences for students, families, and Canadian institutions reliant on tuition fees, signaling a new era of stricter international education policies.